Well, there's a lot happening in the week ahead, and Tesla investors are on the edge of their seats as they await Tesla's investor event. Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian has the details for us. Pras.
Hey, Ray. What's up, man? So, three things to watch. The main things I think are kind of long-term expansion plans. We're talking about how Musk wants to build 20 million cars by 2030, a run rate there. So we're going to need, he said, about 12 factories. So we'll hear about potentially a Mexico factory that could become, an announcement could come imminently, possibly that day. The Gen 3 platform, that cheap Tesla car. Tesla said they will reveal that platform at the meeting on Wednesday. Is it the robotaxi, the car that will kind of actually fulfill the mission of fleet operators that can actually send these cars everywhere and you can use it when you're not actually driving it? We'll see. That'll be around sub $25,000, $30,000 car. And finally, that master plan part 3, right? So that wraps in a lot of that long-term expansion plans, the cheap car, but also it's talking about fully sustainable future for Earth, right? So what does that mean? We're going to hear about possibly solar installations, a race for both commercial and residential. They paused these installations recently. So the question is why? Is it a new product offering? Why are they going to come back? What's going to happen there? And how do you store all the energy, right? Batteries. So new power walls for the home, new mega packs for commercial and utilities to use to store energy that comes from the sun. Probably hear more about that. And also minerals for batteries, how they're going to make cheaper batteries, more efficient batteries for cars and both installations like mega packs.
So a lot in there. I guess my question is, how should we view this meeting? In other words, when Musk has come out with the master plans before, the spirit of them has been realized to some extent, even if like the details have been delayed or whatever. So how should investors be making decisions based on what we're going to hear on Wednesday?
Well, I think the big thing is going to be that Gen 3 platform, that new car. Are we going to see that car? Are we going to hear about how economical it is to make, new technologies? How soon will it come out, actually? Is it going to be next year, 2 years from now? I think Gene Munster said, you take what Musk says and add 2 years to it, to when you're actually going to see it. So the question is, are investors going to believe that story? How soon is that new car going to come out and things like that?
One thing that investors, of course, continue to ask any Tesla management, and especially Elon Musk, about is how he's spending his time. And of course, the elephant in the room is where else his time is going, and that's at Twitter right now. Did you expect any Q&A session to be happening at this investor day where that question may come up?
There's no guidance as to whether that will actually happen, but usually they've taken questions at these events before, and I think it will come up for sure. It's such a huge topic for Elon fans and also Elon critics. I'm going to add a little wrinkle here. I was thinking about this today, and I think it's perhaps possible we may hear something of a succession plan, right? Like who is next in line? Who are some of the lieutenants that are there that Musk relies on that potentially could be stepping in his place if he is choosing to go to SpaceX or whatever he wants to do in the future? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a potential wrinkle that might be asked about, and he might give some indication as to what he's thinking about that. So maybe that will help people kind of assuage some fears about, I think Tesla, the company has a pretty deep bench. They're able to perform even without Musk at 100% focus, right? So I think there's a lot of focus on Musk not being there. I think that might be misplaced. Yes, it's nice to have him there, but he is sort of everywhere. So the question is, how fully committed is he, and is it really necessary for him to be there all the time?
Well, and another way he's spending his time is with SpaceX, by the way. We should mention that, too, because there was just a delay of a planned NASA launch with SpaceX. And isn't this also the first meeting where he's going to be talking about some of his other portfolio companies like SpaceX? Like
SpaceX, like Boring Company, right. Like how the umbrella of all these companies work together. He's talked about this before with Boring Company. We're going to have this tunnel where the car is going to go through, and it's okay. Is it happening? How efficient is it to send a car through a tunnel on a rolling sort of chassis? So I think he did mention that there is a unifying theory or plan amongst all these companies. So we'll hear about that.
We will. We'll see what he has to say. It should be really interesting. Thanks, Pras. Appreciate it.